All right, we need to talk. Just because I feel like I need to get this out of me. I want to talk today about AI and how much it scares me. It's the 2nd of September 2025, and AI is in everybody's life right now. It's basically getting pushed down our throats by companies like Meta and OpenAI. And it's not just the plausible scenario in which AI will take over the world. There was this paper called AI 2027, I think, in which it is described by AI researchers how AI might take over the world, basically, and end all human life, just for the sheer ignorance of it trying to not be shut down and seeing humans not as an enemy, but sort of as hindrance. That's very scary. But even if that were not to happen, because maybe we're going to implement new rules that restrict AI usage and training and research and everything, what scares me is that reliance that we have on AI now already. Basically, what we're seeing now is just that so many people, especially young people and students, rely on ChatGPT and other large language models like Gemini by Google to just basically do their work. So they don't really use their brains anymore in the way that we're supposed to problem solve, to think logically, but they're outsourcing all of the effort to an AI. And I think now that my sister has 2 small babies, I've started to think about this more critically and how it affects young children. It's not just AI, of course. There's like a range of problems in the world right now. There's wars, there's conflicts, there's huge injustice. Capitalism is destroying the planet, climate change, and now AI as well. There's a lot of shit going on right now. But this is one of the things that's like the most worrying to me right now. Not just in terms of endangering us as a whole species and using up resources like tons of water, so much electricity, but also the effect it has on our brains and it making us collectively dumber, basically. Opinion and facts are getting more and more diluted, and people tend to trust the things that make them emotional more than the raw scientific facts. You tend to believe things much quicker if you already have a tendency to believe that something is true. Right? Confirmation bias, I think it's called. And this is getting amplified more and more by these algorithms that feed us things that we believe in. We're getting fed our own opinions over and over again, or we tend to grab opinions because we're just too lazy nowadays to form our own opinions. I'm saying all this because I'm noticing this with myself for a lot of things. I can't read a book anymore because my attention span has been diminished by social media and short form videos. I use Gemini a lot. I think basically every day for questions, and I don't really question the answers anymore. Even though I know that a big problem of these AI models is that they're hallucinating and that they're just grabbing information out of thin air. Anyways, I wanted to record this video as a short journal entry, maybe for myself, maybe for something to look back on in 10 years. So yeah, if we see a huge spike in people with dementia or brain fog or a loss of attention spans and people getting dumber and dumber over the following years, I guess this is just the video to prove that I'm aware of it. And the problem has already started in 2025. And even before that, of course, with the introduction of smartphones into everybody's lives. I don't want to sound like a total move to the forest and get an off-grid farm, build your own community or something. But I really feel like a lot of problems nowadays with depressed teenagers and negative body image, a lot of these issues are derived from the overuse of social media and how it crumbles our self-esteem and makes us constantly compare ourselves to others. What I think is the solution to all this is to maybe step away from technology a little bit, not to rely on it completely, go back to physical things like taking notes on paper, learning through books in a library, meeting people in real life instead of just texting them, sharing and spreading love, as cheesy as that sounds. Yeah, I don't know. This was a lot of rambling. I just needed to get these thoughts out there, and it's ironic that I'm filming this on a camera while I'm talking about taking notes and stuff, but I felt like getting this out there in a video. I'm really worried about the future that my nephew and my niece are gonna inherit. I really love them. I love my sister. I love my parents and my family, and I want the best world for them. But frankly, I am very scared. I'm gonna probably go back to lying on the sofa and just watching reels, as everybody does, because I live in a complete world of bliss and ignorance as everybody else. And this is just what we do now instead of getting bored and making our brain process things. Let's hope for a better future.